Hello and welcome to Enjoy English School. I'm Stevie.
I am Betty.
And today we are looking at our World in Pictures lesson, where you get to use pictures to learn vocabulary.
Which is exciting.
Which is a great thing. It helps me remember words.
Right.
If I can read it and see the picture, like if it's a noun or if it's an action, like a verb, then it helps me to remember that.
Right, I agree.
Yeah, so, and our topic today is planning a day in Rome. Wow.
Romantic.
Romantic. You know, romantic comes from the word Rome.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's romantic.
Romance.
哦，OK， 所以我们今天呢一个很高兴的这个主题啦，就是我们要去罗马来做一个古迹寻宝咯。
So we have Brad and Fanny, and let's see what happens.
Planning a day in Rome. Brad and Fanny are in their hotel lobby, checking travel apps on their phones to plan their day in Rome.
Wow, look at these photos. This city feels so different from our hometown.
You can say that again. Some of these buildings are over 2,000 years old.
Seriously? All I've seen so far are trendy malls, cafes, and restaurants.
That's because many well-known historical landmarks are hidden between houses and parks.
Let's go find them. I'm eager to experience Rome's rich history.
The Vatican and Palatine Hill are both famous for their ancient architecture.
Yeah, and I also want to see the Colosseum. The app says there's a metro station right next to it.
That sounds great. But how about doing some shopping first? I found some famous department stores nearby.
Can't you just shop when we get back home?
Come on, Italy is one of the most stylish countries in the world.
I know, but I'd rather spend my time admiring cathedrals and museums.
I understand. How about saving the history for tomorrow?
Fine. Let's grab a snack at that bakery we saw online before heading out.
Perfect. Before that, I need to find an ATM to withdraw some cash.
All right, planning a day in Rome. Okay, if you were going to go to Rome, what do you think you would want to do?
Everything. Probably.
You want to see everything, right?
Right.
Because Rome is so full of history.
Very different from Taipei.
Yeah, very different from Taiwan, very different from many parts of Europe.
Right. So, yeah, if I got a chance, I would definitely go look around and
see a bunch of places we'll talk about today.
没错.
The most famous landmark in Rome, I think, is the Colosseum. And we'll talk about that today. Also, for those people who are Catholic, the Vatican, where the Pope lives, is in Rome.
没错，就那个梵蒂冈啦，还有这个罗马竞技场啦。
Yeah.
You're giving everything away.
Yeah.
Obviously.
So these are the most famous places. I think anybody who knows anything about Rome knows these places.
没错.
Okay, so Brad and Fanny are in their hotel lobby checking travel apps on their phones to plan their day in Rome. So it must be morning.
Right?
They're in their hotel lobby looking at their phone apps. Planning their day.
好，那我们今天就来看咯。那 Brad 跟 Fanny 呢，是我们今天的两个主角哦。那他们现在在哪里呢？他们在这个饭店的这个大厅哦 ，lobby 这个地方。然后呢，他们在做什么事情呢？他们在看他们的旅游 app 哦。那为什么要看旅游 app？ 因为呢，他们现在呢要去规划他们今天在罗马一天的行程。那这个有一点点 last minute， 然后最后一刻再做。
I also think if I'm going to Rome, I would probably do a little planning before.
对，因为这个地方太多东西可以看了。
Yeah. So we have Brad. Brad he's probably looking at pictures maybe on the wall or on their phone on the app. And he says, wow, look at these photos. He's probably holding his phone like this. Wow, look at these photos. this is amazing. Wow. This city feels so different from our hometown.
Which is probably here.
Maybe
Taiwan.
Taipei
对，没错。
or Jiayi or Tainan or
没错。
Kaohsiung or Hualien.
没错，他就说哇哇哇，你看这些照片，这个城市感觉跟我们的故乡家乡我们来的地方好不一样哦。
Yeah.
Hometown.
Now, Fanny says, you can say that again. Now, this actually means I agree.
哦，不是说真的叫对方再讲一次，然后他就再讲一次哦。
And 讲一个冷笑话。
好，
If somebody says, yeah, you can say that again, then you can say, this city feels so different from our hometown. 你可以真的是重复讲一次。And they will look at you like, haha.
就是很老的那个笑话，然后很老梗、很老套那种笑话。对，因为 you can say that again 呢，是说讲得太好了，没错，就是这样。那外国人所以会这样开玩笑，就是你叫我再讲一次哦，好，那我就再讲一次喽。然后就再把他刚才讲的话讲一次，然后对方就会翻白眼。
Yeah.
就像他这样。
Yeah. And then Fanny says, some of these buildings are over 2,000 years old. So that over just means more than
没错。
2,000 years old. Some of these buildings are more than 2,000 years old.
Yeah, it's amazing just to think about how old these buildings are. We don't really have that in Taiwan, do we? Or
Not in
Taipei.
Taiwan. There are places around the world that have that.
对，我就觉得这个好酷哦！你看他们在城市哦，然后就可以看到随便的这个建筑物哦，哇，好像都是很多年前的，这个是2000年前的。那我们现在才2026而已，哎，所以在我们这个世纪初它就在了。那你现在再看它，它还在。
Yeah. And so Brad says, seriously?
真的假的啊？
Really? Oh my gosh. Wow. He says, all I've seen so far are trendy malls, cafes, and restaurants. Brad, where are you looking?
对啊，
That's all you've seen so far? Really?
Like-
Seriously?
没错，不然可能有一点眼睛有点脱窗了哦。他可能就是都没有在认真看，他就说呢，我目前哦 ，so far 是目前到这么远，就是目前看到的，然后用一个完成式，对不对？从我可能降落机场到我的饭店哦，就是什么呢 ？Trendy malls，trendy 就是很时髦的，trend 就是潮流，就是那一种很时髦的那种购物商场啦、咖啡厅啦，还有餐厅啦。然后，Brad，你到底在看什么？这么多古迹，你竟然一个都没有看到？
But now Fanny explains. She says, that's because many well-known historical landmarks are hidden between houses and parks. And there's a lot of, historical landmarks that you kind of in small little places between the buildings.
哇，那感觉还蛮酷的，所以那才叫寻宝记，对不对？他就说，但是因为很多就有名的一些历史的地标 landmarks，mark 就是标记 ，land 就是陆地嘛，所以就是地标。很多历史的地标呢，他们就藏起来。这个字是什么？那个 hidden，hidden。 哦，它有时候那个 n 跟 d 哦，那念快一点。
Hidden.
对，就这样子哦。
Hidden.
声音会不见，d 会不见哦。
Yeah.
你要小心，就说很多地方都藏在那种，就是比如说房子啦、公园的中间，你要认真看才找得到。
It's actually, there are still a lot of old buildings in that you can see pretty easily in Rome. Yeah. But there are a lot of places that really are kind of hidden away behind other things.
对，
So now Brad says, let's go find them. Let's go look for them.
他就说好啊，那我们赶快来去找找看吧。然后 Let's do something， 这个是个邀请的语气，对不对？一起做什么什么吧，这样子。
I'm eager to experience Rome's rich history. Now, when we say I'm eager, this means that you're excited to do this. You really want to do this. And we don't usually say, this is very formal, but it's not something we say often anymore. It's kind of a little older, but I'm really eager to do something. We don't say that very often, but we might say, wow, you're really eager.
OK，
Like if you're excited, like, oh, I can't wait to go check out Rome. I can't wait to do, we might say, wow, you're really excited. Or, wow, you're really eager, huh?
哦，就很想要做什么事，很迫切想要做什么事情的时候，很渴望的时候，就是 excited 或 eager。那老师刚才说，就是这个用法比较正式，有点比较现在比较没有那么常用，不然现在会用什么？如果不用 eager to 的
Well,
话
I'm excited to, or we might say, I can't wait to.
哦，
But if you're writing a paper,
对，
like if you're writing an admission paper to enter university, you know, then we would say, you know, I'm eager to visit your school and learn more about blah, 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 or I'm eager to attend, you know, your great school.
对，或者是 eager to explore
So
什么什么。
when we write and we want to be a little more formal and use bigger words, we might say, I'm eager to do something. But usually we don't say it very often.
哦，就用嘴巴讲可能没有那么顺哦，它就是 can't wait to do something 这样
Yes
就可以了，或者 excited to 哦，这个都可以替换的哦。那 eager to 就是比如说正式，比如说大学啊，你有的时候要就讲说你为什么申请的动机嘛，你要写嘛，这个时候呢就可以用这个表达方式，就是我真的很想到你们的学校去就读啊，就可以用这个表达方式。那他这里就是说我真的超级想要去体验，就是罗马那种丰富的历史 rich history。这个呢 ，rich 在这里不是讲有钱的历史，虽然罗马以前可能也蛮有钱的，但这个是丰富的，可以讲口感，可以讲历史都可以。
Yeah. Like this cake is really rich.
口感是很丰富浓郁的。
Yeah. It can also mean it's very 味道很重, 很 sweet, yeah. Very rich flavor.
对，
So now Fanny says the Vatican and Palatine Hill are both famous for their ancient architecture. So these are two places that you can see in Rome that are very famous.
对，第一个大家应该比较熟，就是梵蒂冈嘛，大家应该是都有听过，在历史课本上面。然后还有一个是帕拉蒂尼山哦，这两个地方呢，以什么闻名？Be famous for something， 一定要接 for， 就是呢，他们其实有很古老的、古代留下来的这个建筑，我们可以好好的去看一下。
Okay, we'll take a quick break right here, and we'll be right back with part 2. Okay, we're back with the second part of our dialogue. We have Fanny and Brad, and they want to go and explore Rome. By the way, students, I've had somebody say to me that, you know, the country of Rome. Rome is a city in Italy, not a country.
没错，
Just so you know, just in case 万一
你不知道
you
的话
didn't know. Yeah. So they're in Rome. Now, besides the Vatican, the most famous thing I can think of when I think of Rome is the Colosseum.
没错
Yeah. So now Brad says, yeah, and I also want to see the Colosseum. Because Lucy says she wanted to see the Vatican and Palatine Hill. So Brad says, yeah, let's do that. They're famous
Okay.
for their architecture. And I also want to see the Colosseum.
好，除了前面讲的那些东西之外呢，我也还想要去看这个最有名的，就是罗马竞技场。Have you ever seen it in person?
In person, no.
I've seen the Colosseum, but in a different country, like in Turkey. I believe they
so it was a similar building.
right, they left it there.
Yeah.
And it was amazing because it's huge. And it's hard to believe like how they built it so many years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
They're a lot of old ancient architecture
Last
is
longer
really
than-
amazing.
Last longer than the ones we have
Yeah.
today.
So I want to see the Colosseum. The app says there's a metro station right next to it. So a metro station, that could be a bus station. Here, it could be an underground metro, like a subway.
地铁啦，他就
Yeah.
说 这个 app 呢就讲说呢，当然 app 不是真的是说话，它就 says 它上面的那个资料就写说呢，有一个地铁站就在那个罗马竞技场正旁边，所以说很方便就可以到了。
Now, Fanny says, that sounds great, but how about doing some shopping first?
Why, Fanny? Why? You go all the way to shop?
Well, some people do. And you know, Rome, a lot of famous fashion designers in Rome.
Right.
But also there's a lot of cool souvenirs.
好像好多事情可以做，怎么办？
Yeah. Do you know souvenir? S-O-U-V-E-N-I-R. It's not one of our vocabulary words today, but it is something that when you travel to other places, you might want to take home to show friends or family or to give as little gifts.
对，就是我们喜欢买的伴手礼
Yeah, souvenir.
对，他就说，听起来很棒哦，但是呢 ，how about 就是提议，后面可以加一整个句子，如果是口语的时候，那这里是加 ing， 就是，那我们要不要先在我们看这些东西之前，要不要先购物啊
I found some famous department stores nearby.
我有找到一些很有名的百货公司，然后就在附近而已所以我们可以马上去。
See, when I think about going to Rome, maybe I would walk through a department store and look, but that's not what I'd be looking for.
Because it was so far from here.
Like even in Paris, I've been to Paris. And I went to the mall, the department store, and I was just like, it's just another department store. It wasn't really special. But going to the little shops all over, that was fun. And I think that Brad thinks the same way.
没错
Brad says, ugh. Now this word UGH, sometimes you'll hear people say ugh, okay, but really it's a sound. And that sound is ugh.
Okay.
Okay. Ugh. Can't you just shop when we get back home?
对，他说就是有点像中文的那我们要讲那个其实那个呵我们不太好发因为中文的那个呵已经弱化了很多就很难就很怪对他就说你不能够等回家再买吗你现在到罗马跟我说你现在第一天就要血拼是怎样
But what Fanny says is true. Fanny says, come on. And come on like this just means, 拜托. You know, it's the same. We might say, come on, please. It's the same. She said, Italy is one of the most stylish countries in the world. That's true. They're very well known for style.
对这 come on 就是你真的是见识很浅呢拜托你知道意大利是怎么样意大利是全世界有数一数二时髦的国家 stylish 我们刚才有学到 trendy 嘛数一数二时髦你不来这里买你要去哪里买
Yeah, and Brad says, I know, but I'd rather spend my time admiring cathedrals and museums, you know, seeing history and architecture and me too, Brad.
我也是
Yeah.
对他就说我知道是知道 I'd rather 宁愿那记得那个一撇 D 怎么念呢 I would rather
I'd rather I would rather
再一次那个 D 缩进去
I'd
那快一点呢
I'd
那两个一起念呢
I'd rather
有的时候不好念同学那个舌头很容易打结在里面可以试试看他就说我宁愿后面加原形我宁愿花我的时间干嘛呢去看看这个 admiring 是因为 spend 在前面所以他加 ing 我宁愿花时间看一下 cathedrals
These are really tall churches and usually a cathedral it's inside the church is very high and they probably also have like big towers above it. It's not just a church, it's like a special looking church.
大教堂那一种很壮观的那一种那我就宁愿去看教堂啦然后呢去干嘛去参观博物馆啦就不想要买东西没
Yeah.
他们不能分开走吗
Maybe they can.
Yeah.
Also, maybe I would be more interested in shopping if I had lots of money, but I don't. And I would like to see the history first. Then if I had lots of money and I could come back, then
哦，
maybe
对，因为
shopping.
有的时候你到有一些地方的时候，你就会不小心想要买什么明信片也买啦，然后什么小茶杯也买啦。
Yeah. So Brad doesn't want to go shopping, but Fanny says, I understand. How about saving the history for tomorrow? Like, I understand what you want, but I still want to go shopping. So how about saving the history for tomorrow?
哦，
We
他就
save it for tomorrow.
对 save A for B， 就是那个 for 后面是某一个时间哦，某一个就是某一个你觉得好的，比如说 for tomorrow， 然后 for tonight 这样子哦，就是为了某一个时间点呢去保留某一个东西，到时候再用就好了。所以他这里的意思就是说，我理解啦。那还有又在提议了，说那不然我们要不要明天再去看历史的部分哦？那一些什么竞技场啦、古迹啦，明天再看嘛。
Yeah. So Brad says, oh, fine.
好啦
Okay.
随便你。
Fine. Let's grab a snack at that bakery we saw online before heading out. So before we go, let's grab a snack. Now, grab is just like,
抓
yeah, but it just means let's go buy. Let's go buy a snack at the bakery we saw online before heading out, before we leave.
那 Grab 就是快速的买哦，很快的做某一件事情，很有效率做某一件事情哦。所以说，我们就快点哦，在那个我们在网络上看到的那一间烘焙坊啊，买一个小点心，然后呢，我们就可以出去了哈、哦、，head out 往外走嘛，就是我们就可以出发了。
So Fanny says, perfect.
完美。
Before that, I need to find an ATM to withdraw some cash. I need some money.
没错，就是这样。人说哦，完美完美。但是在我们去吃小点之前，我必须要找一个提款机来提一点钱哦。
Withdraw.
哦，他要大买特买啦，为什么不用 credit card 就好了？为什么不用信用卡？
She wants to use cash.
小心在罗马可能很容易被抢
Be
哦。
careful.
对，还没有到那个百货公司，钱就不见了。
All right, that's all the time we have for today. Good luck to them. And now I want to go to Rome.
I'm gonna go with you.
Okay, cool.
Bye bye.